Yo, hiya, Toots. It's me, Brad, aka your Andromeda and cosplay queen, 1014. And Sir Quacks, we would like to thank all our early birds, night owls, and everyone else in between for setting your clocks for 1014 and joining us down here at the Warehouse. What are we here to do today? We're here to review episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. Okay, so this video might come out just a little bit late, a little update. I am now working 3 payroll jobs, not only to save up, but because some of the hours that I'm getting are a little less, so I decided to get more jobs. And some days I am working from 9:30 in the morning to 12 to 1 o'clock in the morning when I do the double shifts. Alrighty, so with that said, I still have not fixed my background because I have not had a day off for a long time. It is Monday, so this video hopefully will come out soon. Shall we get right up into this episode 3, everybody? Alright, so I only watched this once at midnight when it came out. So I'm basing this on memory, so if I miss anything, I'm sorry. So after the elimination for episode 2, we come into the workroom and Otsman has a message for all the gals. And again, Karen from finance is like super bent up and emotional over these eliminations when she's not even in the bottom or lip syncing. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, you need to either not get so close to the girls because you're in a competition, or like get over it. Like, you can kiki after the competition's over. You know what I mean? Not like they only spend like 2 weeks filming anyways. Like, you'll see her in like a week and a half. Coco Jumbo was a little what's that word? A little confident that she has won 2 lip syncs. So she's all like, bitches, you better beware if you lip sync against me because I'm gonna send your ass home. Spoiler alert! Doesn't happen. Okay, so after the message, they come into the workroom the next day and they're all chatting with each other around the table. And they're kind of like discussing a little bit like the bottom girls, and the bottom girls are pretty much like, don't underestimate us. Then Ru message comes on, and the message is including a bunch of lyrics from girl groups. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be a girl group challenge like they do almost every season since premiering that challenge. So RuPaul walks into the workroom, g'day, g'day, g'day. Does a little mini challenge, Baywatch style, where they have to get into quick drag, which they were talking about before Ru even walk up into that workroom. They're like, I want to feel my fast drag fantasy, my quick drag. And they got their wish. They had 15 minutes to get into quick drag. They all wore that signature Baywatch red bikini. Then they had to go and film with the pit crew. Them boys though. And while they're filming, some of them are really funny. Some of them are like, eh. Electroshock did something with her face that was like, what is going on? And so did Karen from finance, I think. Like, their faces were like, what? You look... Even the hookers do their makeup better. Like, even when they be wearing their makeup for like 3 days and it looks all nasty, like, their makeup was even better than that. Alright, so some of them had some balloon titties. Anita Wiglet was really funny to me because she looked like she was in the 20s and she was all running. So this challenge was supposed to be like the best slow runner, because you know on Baywatch they're always like running but really slow. And it was just too weird when it was fast. Maxi was funny when she was all holding her shoes. And I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Scarlet, with her breastplate just kept popping out. And then really jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. So the challenge ends and RuPaul announces that Scarlet and Elektra are the winners of the challenge. And they have to pick teams. So as they pick teams, Max Shield is last, cuts to her confessional, and she's all like, oh, I'm gonna cry because I hate being picked last. And she's like, actually, I don't give a crap, like, whatever. Honestly, I didn't care either because, like, I didn't even want to play sports when I was younger, you know, like, so I didn't even care whose team I was on, really, because everybody bullied me anyways, so I was just like, whatever. I didn't give a crap. And I also wouldn't freaking care either, like Maxi, if they pick me last either. It's like, what's the point of getting upset? Like, go have fun. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a little fun to be underestimated, no? Okay, so after they pick the groups, they are told that they are going to be doing a girl group to a pre-recorded song. Is that Michelle Visage's vocals on that track, by the way? I kind of sound like Michelle Visage. I believe the song is called Queens Down Under, and it was like Queens Down Under. And then we get some advice from Leland and Troy. And Leland is a music producer. He and Troy were giving the girls some advice about what they should do while they're recording, how they should do it. Pretty much just be yourself and write some sick ass lyrics, right? So they go around the workroom showing the girls writing their own lyrics. And then we have the first group come in to record, and that is Electra's group. And Electra has her, Karen from Finance, Maxi Shield, and Key to Me. And in this little recording, Michelle Visage was the mentor because, of course, she was in the girl group Seduction back in the day. I believe she's releasing new music too. I have to look into that because I love her voice and she's gorgeous. All right, so all of them did pretty well except in the edit. They made it seem like Maxi Shield had no rhythm, no melody, no anything. And I think they like did it so many times because Michelle kept going, no, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. She even made the comment of, I've never really experienced this on Drag Race before. And then we get a cut of the same group walking on to the main stage, rehearsing their choreography because they have to do their own choreography. And Electra was mainly in charge of the choreography. They simpled it down a little bit. I believe they said for Maxi, although some of the other girls like Karen should have used a little bit more help. So after the rehearsals, they come in and they're discussing their, you know, lives and if they've had experience in this before. We come to find out that Electra used to have a dance studio and she lost it due to, I believe, finances or something like that. I think when the coronavirus hit, I think that hurt her business. I'm not sure. Again, I watched this one time. So we had a little moment with her and I'm like, oh no, she's gonna go home because we're getting a storyline. And Maxi Shield was really supportive of that. She's all like, oh, I can totally see you teaching little kids how to dance in heels. It's a beautiful thing. She is. I used to be a dancer, so I hope that she can get back to her passion and what she does, just like Alyssa. When you strive at your true talent, it shows, and she definitely shows it in her performances as a dancer. And that little group was called 3.5 Men. Then we get the next group called the Outback Sydney Hoes, the Outback Australian Hoes, something like that. And that group consists of Scarlett Adams, Anita Wiglet, Coco Jumbo, and etc., etc. So the same thing, they go into the rehearsal studio to record their lyrics. Most of them spat some raps, except Jumbo, who was, well, I'm not even gonna call that singing, to be honest with you. Yeah, it sounded pretty bad. Michelle even said that too. So I wish he would have switched it up a little bit. There was no much really highlights in their recording. They get back to the main stage to rehearse their choreo, and Scarlett was in charge, even though etc is a dancer as well, etc was also trying to take the front seat driving role for this, and Scarlett was just like, I'm not having this up in the confessionals because we don't have the time to be getting into riffs and saying do this, do that. We need a clear direction because we don't have the time. So they got into a little whatever. And then they go back into the workroom. We don't get much storyline, I don't believe. No, I don't remember that. If there was storyline from that group, please let me know in the comments below. So after they were getting ready and everything, we get to the main stage where RuPaul comes out looking pretty fabulous. Introduces the judges, Michelle Visage and Reese Nicholson. Sits down, and then we get the debut of Queens Down Under from both groups. Now, the first group to come out was the Australian Outback Hoes, and to me, I did not care for the fashion. It did not. They did kind of look like a girl group, but like the fashion to me wasn't girl group. Cohesively, it looked like a girl group, but the fashion was just not there for me. I didn't like it whatsoever. The choreography was amazing. Scarlett and slash etc. If she did help a lot, they did a pretty good job with the choreography. I was quite impressed that we actually heard like a full song too. So I didn't even know that they like actually had like a 3 to 4 minute song that they had to choreograph themselves. So the choreography for their group was really good. A lot of the lyrics were really good. I didn't care for Coco's. And Coco's was kind of like messing up her lyrics a little bit. So was Anita, but it didn't show on Anita's face. You know that like the show must go on even if you mess up, don't make it look like you mess up? That's exactly what Anita did. I don't feel like Coco did that because it seemed like she stopped like body-wise, even though she was trying to keep going in the face. It wasn't there in the body. The body kind of like froze. And then we get the other group, 3.5 Men. And I was a little underwhelmed with the choreography on this one, which is a little understandable because she does have some queens who are a little bit on the older side. And the choreography definitely showed that they were trying to simple it down, or at least Electra tried to simple it down. I didn't mind the little floor choreo that they had for Maxi because this is what I thought. They looked and acted like a girl group who has been away for like 2 decades and this is their reunion tour. That's what they were giving me, like for sure. They weren't super cohesive. Yes, a lot of them did do a pretty good job, except Karen. Karen's verse didn't really stick with me. I can't really remember it all that well. And I know that she didn't really do much choreo during her verse. I believe she just stood there and like flapped some arms, maybe some like kicks, but definitely not high kicks. So after they performed, I wasn't sure which group was going to prevail. I even said it before the runway started because I paused it again to go get more ice cream. Guys, when this show is on, I crave ice cream because I don't know why. Don't judge me, okay? Don't question me. All right, so when I was getting some ice cream, RuPaul said that the runway theme was Bowden, something starts with a B. Pretty much what it is like white trash, Australian white trash, like hickish, not hickey. Oh girl, God, I don't got one. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's pretty much like a hick. So it was Bogan prom or something like that. So basically a prom, a trashy prom pretty much. I will be doing the fashions in a different video. So we are going to get right into the critiques of the judges and who gets called forward. I believe she called forward, etc, and Karen from finance, leaving the rest in the bottom and top. So we get the critiques. So we get to Anita, and they say that she pretty much what I already highlighted, that she messed up a little bit, but the show went on, so they didn't really tell her she messed up because she didn't sell it. They also had a problem with Coco Jumbo messing up as well, which I agreed with, and honestly, I didn't care for her outfit on the runway. There's a difference of like being in drag and wearing like store-bought clothes, but if you're gonna go on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race, it can't be like that. You know what I mean? Yes, this runway caused for trashiness, but again, compared to all the other girls, I feel like their look, even though it was trashy, was more elevated in their fabric choices. So this just looked like she got it at a Goodwill and or discount on David Bridal's. I'm sorry, I just didn't care for the look. And she was in the bottom. They didn't really care, but did care for Kitty outfit. They said she did okay in the performance. And they praised Scarlett for her team leadership, getting the girls choreographed, styled, all that good stuff, arranged. They liked her outfit. They liked everything that she did. So congratulations, she was the winner of this week, I think. And that leaves us in the bottom three, which Max Shield was in the bottom three. And her look, I believe, saved her. Now, see, this is how you do a trashy look. You know what I mean? Like, it was trashy, but it was like, it didn't look cheap. It looked expensive trashy, like Alaska likes to say. And it takes a lot of money to look this cheap, darling. So they liked her performance, but they didn't care that Elektra had her on the floor during her verse the whole time. But I kind of thought it was funny because the girls helped her up off the floor. Like, there was like a whole bit. Elektra got read down that she simplified the choreography, and also while she was performing with the group, she was to Beyonce. I mean, it worked for Beyonce, didn't it? I mean, she left those two girls behind, girl. Or actually, if you want to count the other two original ones, she left behind 4 girls. Anyway, I believe one of them was her cousin too. Anyways, so I didn't really see a problem with that, especially when you are on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race and there are a lot of girl groups where there is a Beyonce-esque person in the group, i.e. like in Dandy's Kane. That was definitely, I can't remember her name. I think it was Nicole, the one with the cheeks. Andrea. I think her name's Andrea or Nicole or something like that. Ginger was a little Beyonce before Beyonce from the Spice Girls. So there's a history of people doing Beyonce things in groups. Hello, Diana Ross. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is nothing new. Right. So yes, I kind of agreed with them, but like I could see if she wasn't just doing it to impress the judges, I can see that she was like maybe doing the most to overcompensate the easy and minute choreography. I could see that. Anyways, they didn't like it. She was in the bottom. Coco was in the bottom. Then we get a lip sync for your life to a song that these song choices are just a little weird. Yes, Bee Gees make sense because they're Australian. Anyway, so we get to the lip sync, and again, we have Elektra doing a lot of Beyonce-esque things in her performance. Flips, kicks, splits, death drops, here, there, everywhere. Owen McDonald had a farm. Elektra was flip-flopping all over the place. And Coco Jumbo was trying, in my eyes, to embody the song. I didn't buy it as I've seen her perform a little bit too much already at this point in the competition. Yes, we have seen Elektra perform a lot at this point in the competition as well. However, Coco doesn't do any stunts. Now, I do not feel stunts should automatically make you Shantae stay. But as history has it, RuPaul likes to save people who do pull out all the stunts and kicks. I mean, this is a lip sync for your life. So if you were going to be doing that, now is definitely the time. I know a lot of people had a problem with her doing all that stuff during a lip sync. And that was because I think they were trying to compare it to like Sonique against Morgan in season 2. Because yes, Sonique did the most and did a lot. We didn't really see her lip sync as much as Morgan because of all the tricks that she was doing. So I believe that they picked Elektra, spoiler alert, over Coco to stay because Elektra was good at making sure that the judges knew that she was lip syncing amongst her doing these flips, tricks, and all that stuff, because your lip sync can get lost in translation while you're doing all those tricks, because a lot of the time you don't really see their face because of the movement, but she made sure that her face and the words on her mouth were coming out. It's to Elektra staying and Miss Coco Jumbo having to Shantae away. Now, this was a very weird episode with the judging. The judging is a little weird to me because personally, I don't think Elektra should have been in the bottom because yes, the choreography was a little stagnant compared to the other group for RuPaul, but you have to think Elektra choreographed 3 other girls at 3 to 4 minute song. She also had to make sure everybody was placed and hit their marks and cues. Whereas the other group had 2 dancers and 2 people to monitor that. We only had the one on Elektra's team, so I feel like she did more. And no, I don't think the choreography was as bad as they are making it out to seem because of the people she had in her group that aren't dancers. So I think she did an okay job. She should have been in the bottom 3, yes, but I don't think she should have been in the bottom 2. I think Karen should have been in the bottom 2, and I believe Coco was a good choice as well to be in the bottom, but the only other person I can see being in the bottom is Maxi, but I don't think she did that horrible of a job, to be honest. These queens are campy, like everybody. This is a campy season. We need to take that into consideration. So everything that they're bringing is campy and funny and out of the box and not your norm. So therefore, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Elektra's. I also enjoyed Scarlett's because the choreography was just like, I was really impressed with that choreography for the time allotted. Like, it was really good. And I really have to commend Scarlett for that. If it's Cedra helped, congratulations for that because it turned out very well, very presentable. I just feel that it was too clean and the other group gave it a little bit more of a comedic feel. And that's what I like on RuPaul's Drag Race. This is why I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, because this is the time where we get to see people act a fool. That's why we watch the damn show. After Coco's departure, the episode ends. And yeah, that was episode 3 for the Girl Group Challenge. What did you guys think of the mini challenge? What did you guys think of the winners of the mini challenge and how they picked the girl groups? What did you think of the little guests, Leland and Troy? What did y'all think of the performances? What did y'all think of the recordings and the finished products? What do you think of the judging? What did you think of the lip sync for your life? Let us know in the comments below. And all social media will be here. And Sir Quacks and me, Brad, aka your Andromeda and Cosplay Queen 1014. Would just love to thank all our early birds, night owls, and everyone else up in between for setting your clocks for 1014 and joining us down here at the warehouse. Until next video, Tootles!